Welcome, guys. Good afternoon. I'm Seth Mills, and we're going to keep this brief today because the tool that we're about to use is super simple. Again, this is a workshop class. So for those of you here in the room with me now, follow along, take the steps step by step with me. If you're watching a video, feel free to pause. My intention is that by the end of this, that you'll have at least one, if not several, Facebook posts automatically scheduled to go out for you. Now, these are pieces that you will not have to spend a dime on. These are entirely free. It takes a little bit of setup, it takes some button pressing, and that's it. You can curate your own messages, or you can use one that our marketers in Austin have designed for us, or you can do a hybrid. You can start off with the template that they've created for you and then type in your own verbiage and send it off. Before we jump in, do you guys have questions about a Facebook page? Does anybody not know the difference here in the room? Okay. I'm going to show really quickly how to create one in case you haven't before. So my screen here, this is just facebook.com with their new interface. This is my personal home where you can see all the different shortcuts we've got on the side. These shortcuts on the side are going to be a mixture of pages that I manage, groups that I manage, groups that I belong to, different. So the big difference is you've got three major different types. And there's other subtypes as well, but let's just keep it basic with these three different types. The first type is your personal account. This is your name up at the top. So when you click on your name, you can see your personal feed and you can see your personal story. You can see all those things that go through. The next type is going to be a community group. So this likely would be like the Facebook group for your market center. If you have a neighborhood Facebook group, this is where individuals come together and communicate in one central location. It's like hanging out in a room. It's like being a part of a club, but it's all on Facebook. The third major piece is a page. And this page can take the form of it can take a bunch of different forms, but in this case, we're going to assume that it's a page that's for your real estate business specifically. So DPR Tech Ambassador that I have here, this is a group. Inspiration Poker Club is a group that I manage. The Mills Group, however, is a page, and this is a page that represents my business. I run two pages, the Infinite Real Estate Services and the Mills Group, that would be considered business pages. Those are the only types that you can use command to post content to. You cannot use command right now to post content to a group. You cannot use command to post content to your personal profile page either. It is simply going to be a business page. If you don't have a business page, it's super simple. This plus button up at the top right-hand corner of your screen. On mobile, you can do the same thing. It's going to look a little bit different, but you can just click create. The very first option here is page. Connect and share with customers or fans. As a real estate agent, we should have both. So you can create a page there. Once you do create the page, we're going to jump into command and see what we need to do from there. We are here in the social posts interface, but we're going to go up to settings first. So click your profile image up at the top right and click settings, and it'll take you into here. Open up the chat as we're talking. There we go. So this is a list of all the different accounts that you would have connected. We looked previously at Facebook Ads Manager. This is what we looked at on Wednesday. If you're creating an ad that you're going to post out, if you're paying for impressions, if you're paying for leads, this is what you'll use, the Ads Manager. Now, the Ads Manager is simply an account that runs your ads. It'll push those to your Facebook page. Your Facebook page is the place where they live or they're hosted by, and this is post scheduling. So this is connecting. This piece right here is going to give us the ability to then create posts that'll cost us nothing, and they're just going to go out and just live out there forever. We can send them out immediately. We can send them out in the future as well. The really nice thing, and what you're going to see here, is that you don't have to remember to sit down at certain times a day and to type up a bunch of content and send it out. You also don't have to spend a whole bunch of time curating your own messages and creating your own images. If you want to do something quick to post out right now, simply go there, get a suggested post, hit the button, and it flies. Or if you want to take stuff and schedule out an entire week or an entire month's worth of content, then you can as well. Let me switch this real quick. Before we continue on, I want to say something that I think most of us miss when we're communicating with our consumers online. The reason why this interface is called Campaigns within Command is because it should be an ongoing story. We have things that will hook people. We must tell a story that fits an entire campaign. A campaign is not just a one-time, send it out there and it's done. A campaign is an ongoing effort to accomplish a very specific goal. If our goal is lead generation, if our goal is to generate referrals, if our goal is to just simply stay top of mind, if our goal is to sell our houses more effectively, whatever the goal is, you can create a campaign around that goal, but understand that campaign should have multiple steps. You can have ads that play into that campaign. You can have social posts that play into that campaign. You should also have manual events, manual efforts that play into it as well. This is follow-up in the form of messaging people on Facebook or Instagram or by text message or sending out emails. This is phone calls. This is pop buys. This is items of value that we provide. This is weaving in our appointments that we set, all based upon this campaign. These social posts should certainly play into that. Okay, so we'll hop back over. So we are in Command. At this point, if you need to connect one, you can connect more Facebook accounts. Your personal account is the key to all your Facebook pages. So if you use your personal account to create those Facebook pages, you then are the manager of that Facebook page, and you simply need to connect your personal account in this stage right here. If you have multiple pages that you manage with that personal account, when you go to post, you'll see in a moment, you have the option to select any of those accounts. So to break that down in different terms, if you have 4 different Facebook pages, you don't need to connect 4 different accounts right here in this settings screen. You simply need to connect your personal account, and then all 4 of those pages that personal account manages will be accessible to post that social content. Any questions real quick before I move on to the next space? All right. So over on the left-hand side, we're going to hit Campaigns. Remember, you can hit this red box right here, splash it open. We can see Campaigns. And come over here to Social Posts at the very top. Now, what you'll see immediately at the top is you can see the ability to look at your live posts that have already gone out, your scheduled posts, which will happen in the future, or you can see your draft posts, the things that you've started working on that you haven't launched yet. I don't have any here for an example, but right below that is the calendar view. Now you can choose to select different channels. Understand this, and I've said this in times past, to run a Twitter business profile, you must pay for a Twitter business profile. And then if you want to run ads to Twitter, you can also pay for that. Twitter is a paid service if you're using it for business, if you're scheduling anything out or if you're running ads. Facebook and Instagram are not. You can post manually, or you can post through this tool for free to Facebook and Instagram. You cannot do that to Twitter. Right here, we've got a calendar view, and we've got little splashes on the dates. It'll show the calendared posts in advance. We can look at it by week. We can look at it by month. If we see it by month, we can then see anything in the past that we've scheduled. We can see the things that are scheduled today, the things that are scheduled in the future. Again, you can go out an entire month's worth of content and schedule it all. The nice thing about this is if you can keep a constant drip presence among all of your sphere of influence in the social media world, you can then spend your active efforts putting things in that are maybe a little bit more relevant to today. Maybe you create a story in your personal feed instead of writing Facebook posts for your business page. Perhaps you record some live videos or you do some interviews. Those might be things that are a little bit more worth our time rather than posting about open houses because you can write an entire open house campaign and then post it up on here and just let it run automatically. We're going to switch back to week to collapse that view. This also right here, so you see week of April 19th to April 25th, we can then see our week in review. I didn't have anything running up until today this week. I have this one scheduled to go out at 4 p.m. This is a video. Now the videos that are in this feed, you can preview. And then you can see the images as well. You can see the text that you're posting out. And at this point, I realize that this is not the text code that I really like to share. And so I can go in here and edit it. This is something that's already scheduled. I can click Edit Post. Yes, I want to edit this post. And I can change any of this that I choose. This is very simply add copy that was already written and it just ran. But I can come in here and customize it how I see fit. When you're finished customizing it, you'll hit scheduled post. So what I did there to edit that post is the exact same thing we're going to do to create a quick post as well. It is really that simple. So we've got our Facebook page connected. On the right-hand side over here, we see social posts. If you don't see one that you like, you can simply shuffle right here. It's going to throw up a few more. If you keep cycling long enough, you'll see this really cool video about the app. This thing is awesome. If you haven't seen this video yet, I highly recommend go there. If not now, then immediately after this session and check that video out. It's really neat. You can share this out in advance. You can schedule to post now. So if we want to share this, we hit the share button. That's a little arrow next to the text right below the video. We can see the text that's already been written for us. As I said before, I prefer to use a different link for sharing my app. And so I'm going to change that here. And that's it. If we want to change any of the rest of this, or if we want to add to it, I will say this, if on your business page, if it's something that you just want to stay in front of people and keep presence, there's nothing wrong with a short amount of text. Keep it simple, sweet, to the point, just something that'll catch their eye, not something that'll make them resent clicking into your Facebook business page and reading something really long. Nothing wrong with creating an entire thing about tax protests, or if we're talking about a holiday that's upcoming or events that are happening in the area or the efforts that you're making for a contactless transaction during COVID. There are a lot of things we can do, but text sometimes is not the right format. It can often get across a little bit more clearly with video. People are a lot more likely to watch video than to read text. That may not be that way forever, but it's certainly the way it is right now. We can see the media here that's going to run. Now, if we want to replace that with something else, we can delete that video or we can change it to something else. We can also add a link if we wish. I'm not going to because I just want this to be a quick post. I can schedule the post in advance. So we can schedule it out to whenever we want. Or I can publish it immediately. You can see the Facebook pages that you have selected. So right now, the only page that I have permitted in here is the Mills Group. And so I have that one selected. If you want to preview your post, this is just how it's going to look when it shows up in Facebook. Again, you can play the video to test it. You can see where the like, comment, share buttons are. That's just a preview. If you're happy with the way it looks, just hit publish post. Boom, it's out there automatically. Now, if you want to mark that box, and I've scheduled it out, so it's going to go, this one's going to go out May 27th now at 10 a.m. I've marked create another. When I schedule that post, it brings me right back into the same interface so I can create another one. Now, if I untick that box when I hit scheduled post, it closes out of the interface and it takes me right back here. I'll pause for a moment. Do you guys have any questions at this point?
So that one's free.
That is absolutely free. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now, the big difference is between a paid ad and these free organic posts, your paid ad is going to go out to a whole bunch of people whom you don't know. Your social ads, these ones right here, or rather social posts, not ads, because that's the difference. Is it a post or is it an ad? A post will go out to whoever the audience is for your Facebook business page. So perhaps spend a week curating some content, write out this next week's worth of content, push it out there, and then next week go and invite everybody that you know on Facebook to like and to follow your business page. And then you can continue pushing content out and increase that engagement. Your ad, what we looked at on Wednesday, is going to go out to all of the people within the demographics that you defined. So if that's a certain area, if that's a certain interest group, it's going to show up to anyone and everyone that could come along that ad.
Okay.
All right. Most of these in here, if we go back to social posts, are not videos. So we can see right here. Hold on, folks. This is locked up on me. Here we go. So most of these are not videos, they're just still images, but they already have things pre-written. So again, if we find an image that we like, we can come in here and hit share. It's pulling the image in automatically, so we won't have an ability to preview or crop the image. This text, again, was written for us. If we're happy with it, leave it alone. If you want to customize it, you can do that there. Again, I always customize this link. If you want to switch it over to a video, change your media, you can do that there. Again, make sure you have, this is all in your marketing profile, your DBA logo. There is a video at onething.tech or at ntxnmmforum.com on how to create your marketing profile, how to curate it, and make sure to get your logos in there. Do that, and then this will upload automatically. Again, you can schedule your post or publish immediately. Very simple. Now, there's two other ways to do this, folks. The first way is you've got a quick post right here, a suggested quick post. This is almost always going to show initially a video campaign of a neighborhood video. So if we hit share on this suggested quick post, it's going to bring us to an interface where it asks for a neighborhood. Now, somebody right here, give me the name of a neighborhood in your area. Anybody on the call?
The Resort.
The Resort. And where is the resort?
It's in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay, so it's in Fort Worth. I'm going to scroll through and see if I can find this in, I'll just type in Fort Worth.
Huh.
Yep, so it's not pulling, but let's say we wanted the resort that was in Stafford.
Yeah.
So we've got the resort townhomes. I know it's not what you were asking for, but if it had shown up, it would have shown up right here. We'll hit next. The resort townhomes, let's pull one that has more data. How about the Preserve in the Villages? I don't know if y'all ever been to the Villages, but that's a cool place in Florida. Let's do this again because it looks bugged. All right, so we're going to select Stonebriar and Frisco. All right. And this normally, guys, I think that my interface is just bugged right now because I create a lot of these neighborhood videos. Generally, but it's actually a good thing that we're seeing it this way. The average home price, it didn't pull anything in for me this time. Well, that's okay because I can change this. I can type in whatever I'd like. So if the average home price is $503.49, then I could type that. Average price per square foot, if that's 180, we could type that. Now, if these populate data that you don't agree with or you know to not be true, you can simply change it. This will populate pretty accurate data automatically. But if you know it to be different, if you're staring at MLS statistics on the other screen and you know it's a little bit different, if you want to tweak it, you can do that. You can change your average home prices on the rise, decline, or holding steady. Average price per square foot, is it on the decline, on the rise, or holding steady? Number of homes for sale. All of this, again, will populate automatically. You can change any of it. My favorite thing that I change on just about every one of the videos are the neighborhood features. Now, I tend to post neighborhood videos of neighborhoods that I know decently well. And so if it pops up, now in Stonebriar, daytime leisure is a pretty big thing. People like to golf up there. But if I don't want to say that it's historic, if they're into organized sports, which they are, they follow the Cowboys, they follow the Stars, they follow FC Dallas quite a bit. But let's say that I want to find another piece as opposed to historic. Well, I know down here, there's a spot that says wine lovers, and people get a kick out of it. So if I know a neighborhood has a wine culture, I generally put that in there because people like seeing it in the videos on the back end. You could drop down to your agent information. Most of this should be auto-populated. Again, if you have completed your marketing profile and your market center brokerage information, very brief, your DBA logo, your license number, brokerage, and ownership statement. Folks, once you have all this information in and pre-populated, it takes less than 30 seconds to complete this neighborhood video. You hit next. Once you hit next, let's say 4 homes are for sale and it's an average of 90 days on market. I know that's not accurate. Let's say we're going to hit next. It's going to generate this video very quickly, and it makes something that is custom to us, custom to the neighborhood that we can then share out. So I do one of these every week on Friday. I schedule them out in advance. They just show up on my Facebook feed, on my business page, and I do a different neighborhood spotlight every single week. You can do that as well. You can do it once a day. You can do it 7 times, really whatever you choose. If you want to see it, you can hit play. This is what it looks like. That's it, folks. It is custom to you, and it's created in like 30 seconds. You can, again, post that out immediately. You can schedule it out in advance. Understand this, if you have it here in quick posts, you only get the option to post out immediately. You don't have the choice to schedule that out, but you can always create this video in designs. If you just simply go to the designs tab on the left, you can create a video. It's the exact same piece, create that and then share it out. So that's the second way to create a social post. The third way is to write it from scratch. And this is as if you were just creating a Facebook post on your own.
So I have a quick question.
Yes.
When you are posting these to your business Facebook page, are you tagging your personal page, or do you just share it from your personal page?
Yeah, so if I want it to show up on my personal page, I will share it to my personal page, or I'll share it to my story. Those are ways that I'll call attention. Most of what I do on my business page just lives on my business page. I think that's the case with most. Me personally, I don't leverage Facebook business page nearly as much as some agents do. I think that there is a lot more benefit to developing relationships on a personal page instead. But I think that's maybe a different topic. But anything you do here is just going to show up on your business page, and then you can choose what you do with it. So if you want to manually share it, or copy the entire thing over to your personal, share it to your story, you've got different options. But the idea here is to build out, a more robust catalog of content on our business page, so that when somebody comes across our business profile, even if that's not our primary focus on Facebook, even if we just use it essentially like a business card online, then at least there's some good information there. And if somebody stumbles upon it, they've got a reason to stick around for a minute and see some activity that really took us very, very little effort to create.
So I was just wondering if you basically, on your personal page, would you tag your personal page or share it from your personal page, or just add it to your personal page?
I would share it to my personal page.
Okay.
If I wanted to show up there. Now there's other things we can do about auto posting. So if something shows up on one Facebook page, it'll automatically post to other things. There's a bunch of tools out there you can use to do that. So if you wish for it to come up on your personal page automatically, there are some tools out there. Again, I'm not a big fan because I don't want everything that's on my business page to show up on my personal page. But it is possible. But I would recommend do it manually until you have a reason to do it at a larger scale and have it automated. So I'll jump back in real quick. And this way is very simple. Create a new campaign up at the top right. In the same place that we were going to create a social ad like we did on Wednesday, on the right-hand side, we can create a social post. If we click that, we get to this interface. On the right-hand side, we can see what our post is going to look like. Right now, it's not customized, so there's nothing there. But then as we type, we get an entire preview on the right-hand side here. We can then, right here for our media, upload a photo, either something we've created in Designs, anything we've created in Designs, or upload an image from our computer, anything, any image. I say any image, it will only accept a JPEG or a PNG file. It's not going to accept TIFFs or GIFs yet. We can upload a video. Now this right here, if we click neighborhood video when uploading a video, this is the place where if we've created the videos within Designs, this is where we're going to pull them in. We can upload a video, or if we want to take something from YouTube or Vimeo and we want to include the URL here, it'll host it on Facebook with the video link. We can also add a link to redirect to somewhere after the fact. Again, right after that, we can schedule the post out, or we can publish it immediately. And then if you have multiple pages, you can select the account that you want to post to down at the bottom. As always, you can connect a new account here if you wish, or if you don't wish, you can post it there. If you're not done with it and you want to come back to it later, maybe we've typed out all of our ad copy, but we realized that we forgot to create an image and we want to go into Designs. You can come up here and save as a draft and always come back to it later without the fear of losing it and without having to post it immediately. Now we can see at the top when we click Draft Post, now we can see the draft that we created right there, as opposed to our live and scheduled post here. That's it, folks. It's that simple. Edwina says she, let's see, missed something at beginning. Where did you get the free posts? The free posts, if we just simply go to campaigns and social posts, and they are all right here on the right. Guys, thank you for tuning in today. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week. We'll have these videos posted up shortly. You can always go to ntxnmmforum.com or subscribe to onething.tech. You guys take care.
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.